Merchandising. Go to teespring.com and make sure you get you a good t-shirt. It's where the real money's made on YouTube, not on the AdSense or all the Patreons. We need you to go and buy a shirt. That way we're no longer poor.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. And we're actually going to just get into this right now because I want to talk about this, the MCU updates.
Okay.
So Kevin Feige gave an update to the Disney investors recently and gave pretty much a really, detailed as far as what we're getting on the slate for Marvel coming up.
Which is what we've been waiting for like all year long, since they keep moving up all the release dates for everything. So like, hey, can you just kind of update us on what's actually coming out and what you're actually working on?
Yeah,
so.
and everything, there was at least 3 things that were supposed to come out this year. Okay? Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
WandaVision. And Black Widow.
Right.
So all of these, because of the pandemic, got pushed back. Mm-hmm. All right, so now, obviously, change of plans.
Right.
Gotta freaking, start thinking about 2021. Marvel will expand with new films and shows. Phase 4 is going to integrate both TV and film stories. Okay. What do you think about that, real quick?
First, they really need to get this Black Widow thing out because they can't put anything else out until Black Widow comes out. So I hope they're not setting themselves up to say like, hey, these are going to come out in 2022. Wait, these are going to come out in 2023. Wait, these are going to come out in 2024 because the stupid pandemic is still holding up Black Widow because they refuse to release it on streaming. But I'm happy about the slate.
Yes, and you were right. Okay, so yeah, it has delayed everything. One of the ones that we did not mention was the Eternals. Eternals was also supposed to come out this year as well.
I didn't remember seeing that on the slate. Did they like remove it from the slate or?
Everything got pushed back. But
okay.
Yes, it was supposed to come out. I want to say it was November of this year.
Okay, so the slate was just all the new stuff, not the stuff that we currently have sitting in backlog.
Right.
Okay.
It's a mixture of both. It's a combination of both.
Because that's what the one thing I don't remember seeing is them talking about Eternals.
Well, let me see. Angelina Jolie's in it. They were going to release it in November, probably to get some of that early money before Wonder Woman. No, because Wonder Woman was going to come out in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of stuff. So yeah,
this is like, I feel like
it's completely all over the place. All right. So one of the first ones, the ones that kind of like was like, oh, thank God, it's about freaking time, was Fantastic Four.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, no announcements for who casting. We the internet and the world wants John Krasinski.
As Reed Richards.
Yeah. And
Emily Blunt.
And Emily, his wife.
His wife.
Which is funny.
We both said Zac Efron too. Zac Efron as Johnny Storm.
That could work. That could actually work. He's kind of a like a lovable jerk. That could work actually. Though Chris Evans is just still right here.
Now, if you want the great value Hill Country Fair, Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
You got the guy from Stranger Things, the bully.
Oh yeah, I heard.
He would be good too.
I heard about them maybe casting him for something.
But
no, okay, so.
The great value Hill Country Fair.
It's the same way I look at Ryan Reynolds and Dane Cook. Dane Cook is the knockoff Ryan Reynolds.
That's right. That's true. That's very true.
But that dude's his charisma on screen. He's a likable character in Stranger Things. So much so that like he was. You never watched True Blood, right?
No.
Okay, so in True Blood, there was a character Lafayette that was supposed to die in the first season. His character was so likable they brought him back for the next 6 seasons.
Hey.
But the same thing happened with this dude in Stranger Things. It's like his character was not supposed to move past season 1. They were supposed to just move on and not address his character. But because people liked him, I can see him actually being something as far as a superhero, or at least something else, and becoming big from his role from Stranger Things.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this one at you, and I know it's gonna catch you off guard. Kane Hodder as Ben Grimm.
He can't act.
It's Ben Grimm. Really, he's the thing.
He's gotta talk.
He's the thing.
He's gotta talk. You can't just be a physical presence and be the thing. The thing, there's a lot of
dialogue. Time. Done. It's over.
You know,
can you imagine? I mean, that would be cool. The guy that plays Jason, horror icon,
but he's also old.
Ben Grimm.
But he's also old. You got to show him before he gets the rocks.
I
mean, he's not gonna just be in the rocks like from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. You got to show him get to the rocks.
All right. Captain Marvel 2. Miss Marvel.
Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan will make an appearance in Captain Marvel 2. What do you think?
So it's not about Kamala Khan.
No, we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But she will be in the movie.
Okay. Well, I mean that's fine. I mean because I assume that there's going to be a TV show that they're setting up later on. So if they have to introduce her that way, I mean it's fine.
Okay. So I'm thinking it's the other way around though. Okay. So Miss Marvel series that is going to premiere
Okay.
on Disney Plus. So Kamala Khan has already made kind of like an introduction in the Avengers game, but she's never been live action. She's never been in anything canon as far as the MCU.
Right.
So if they release that first, that can lead to Captain Marvel, or they introduce her in Captain Marvel, and that leads into the series.
So here's the
it
thing.
can work either way.
Here's the thing about it. We haven't. Well, I guess we have. The world barely knows, like in the present day of the MCU, Captain Marvel. I mean, she was off world. She only showed up for the Thanos thing at the very end. Ain't nobody know who Captain Marvel is except for the Avengers. So how is she gonna go by Miss Marvel? So it's got to be the other way around. She's got to meet Captain Marvel first before she takes the name.
She's a fanatic of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, so she's got to meet Captain Marvel.
So somebody knows her. See, she's a fanatic. All right, Iman Vellani will be playing Miss Marvel.
And that's what I heard. I'm not familiar with her, but I mean, from the picture, it works.
Okay, WandaVision, January 2021. It's already made. I mean,
it's finally close, but I feel like Black Widow's still holding everything up. But hopefully WandaVision gets out, and then we can start getting some things rolling. I don't think they're gonna. I feel like what's the release date for Black Widow?
May.
2021. And Falcon and Winter Soldier come out
March.
Okay, just want to make sure. So at least those will come out, and nothing else is being held up for Black Widow. Hopefully Black Widow actually does come out. But I'm really excited to see WandaVision. The new trailer kind of gave us more of the story that they're going to go with, where it looks like they're really going to show how they showed before in the trailer how she manipulates like reality, but so much so to where like she's thinking about them being married and boom, a ring pops on her finger, or she's thinking about them having kids and boom, she's pregnant type deal, and how it's
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, no. You know what? I bet you there's a lot of women out there that wish they could just pregnant, not pregnant type deal. But how she's pulling people into the reality, and how her effect seems to be out of control. Her her powers seem to be out of control. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, Falcon and Winter Soldier, March 2021. The Shield. I want to say that the Shield is going to be the actual star of the whole thing
Because it has a star on it.
Exactly. but not just that, but now you're going to pretty much see how Falcon embraces the role of Captain America. How or is there going to be an inner conflict with how as far as like I don't deserve it still? Is he fighting within himself on whether or not he still deserves it? Stuff like that. I mean, more than likely it's going to be a spy adventure type of a show, but you can't help the inner conflict that Falcon could possibly have with this. And then you add the Bucky factor in it too. So
all right, so two things. One, they did make a mention before they actually had unveiled them doing this whole TV show, Falcon and Winter Soldier, another little panel they had done, and the people were asking them like, who should be the next Captain America, and Anthony Mackie says it's like, well, maybe it'll be a situation where, I have the shield one day, and then, Sebastian Stan has the shield one day, and it's like, and we just keep passing it back and forth. But, at least from the trailer portion, it looks like that shield is gonna go to the new Captain America, and I think they feel like they come and take it as like, hey, that belongs to who runs the Avengers? But it feels like they're gonna say like the government's gonna claim it and give it to the new Captain America, and they're not even gonna have the damn shield for most of the season.
Who does run the Avengers now?
Yeah, exactly, right?
It still should be Nick
Tony
Fury.
Stark is dead. Nick Fury's out in space.
So who should? Okay, out of
so
everybody.
It's gonna be Thunderbolt Ross is the
Red Hulk?
Yeah, that's the only person I can think of that would technically be running the Avengers, and I feel like he's gonna come take the shield.
I don't know. That's a pretty good point, though. All right, now we just saw the trailer for this, and that's for Loki.
Right.
Loki May.
Really excited about Loki.
I'm really excited for that one too. May 2021 pretty much takes place, I want to say, during the events of Endgame. Once they travel back to 2012,
right.
the Tesseract falls down, he grabs it, gets out of there, and it basically takes place right from the spot when he enters the next wherever he's at.
So it seems like it's more of Endgame was a time traveling film. This is going to be a time traveling show because they have the TVA, the Time Variance Authority, that seems like they're kind of watching out for things that happen through time, people messing things up. The part that I really like about it is that they're playing on the whole mischief portion of Loki to where they had the little scene with D.B. Cooper, and I was like, that's awesome. He gets to be all the mischievous, strange shit that we can't explain. It's all Loki.
That's awesome.
So that's what I really like about that. Sure. I don't know exactly, because we need to have a villain, right? So, and we talked about Kang, did we?
Ant-Man 3. We'll talk about that.
Okay, Kang is in Ant-Man 3. So I don't know who the time villain would be for this. I mean, they showed the whole thing where like it could be some like random theories that are out there on the internet, but it's not really stated. So I don't know how they're really gonna play
Owen
this.
Wilson was a shock for me when I saw Owen Wilson in there.
Owen Wilson,
Old
man.
Owen Wilson, and then it took a while for me to like, is that? And then I hear his voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
like, how
that
do you
is
not? The voice is just so freaking like you. It's like, you know, that's him. So maybe they'll turn into Crashers. Who knows? No, I'm kidding. Time Crashers, right?
Time Crash.
Time Crashers. But hey, you know what? You see the black silhouette too at the end, or
Yeah.
you know, is that Black Widow? Is it an alternate version of Natasha?
Well, I mean, there's been some like set photos that have come out to where there's also a female version of Loki that might be floating
Yeah, right,
out
that's
there.
another one, yeah.
So I mean, it could be a bunch of different things.
Lady
So-
Loki. That's
Lady
the name.
Loki. Yeah, where like in an alternate dimension, like Loki was a woman. So.
Yeah. How would that work with Thor? That's what I'm just curious.
Whoa, where are we going? Where are we going with the story?
All right. Black Panther 2.
Black Panther 2, at least announced. We still have no idea what they're going to do about Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman will not be replaced as T'Challa. They're going to explore the other characters from Wakanda. Coogler's coming back to return. That's the part that I'm more excited about than anything.
That he gets to come back.
Is that he comes back. Because I don't think anybody can handle Black Panther 2 where there's a tribute, where they protect Chad's legacy, they protect T'Challa, and I think Coogler is the perfect person to do that.
Right.
I don't think anybody else could pull that off. So that's the part that I'm more concerned about.
Okay.
Letitia Wright, obviously, the word is that she's going to be the new Black Panther.
Okay.
But with all of the stuff that she got into with politics and vaccines and all this other stuff that she got all this hate for, who knows the route they're going to go?
I mean, they didn't say anything to, what's her name? Gina Carano.
Yeah, they did. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they do.
she's still in Mandalorian, though.
Yeah, I know. But
I
that
mean,
was, I don't know.
It's like they didn't take her out of Mandalorian, so I mean.
It's true. It's true. You're right.
I mean, it's not. It's just. It's furthering talk. It's not something that was like, hey, we can't be associated with you type deal. So I don't think it's gonna bother as far as her being in the character. What I worry about, and it was something that somebody had posed on another talk show, where her character has been set up as being like the smartest person in the MCU,
She's
right?
smarter than Tony Stark.
Right. So how are you then gonna make her Black Panther? She can't do. I feel like it'd be like she's smartest person in the world, needs to make all her tech, but she also needs to fight crime. Well, Tony Stark did it too, right?
Yeah.
Never mind. I just take back everything I said.
Oh, because she's a woman.
No, I just take back everything I said. It was like, because at first it made sense to me. It's like, they literally set her up just to be the smart, sciencey person to build everything. And it's like, she can't fight crime too. Wait, Tony Stark just did that exact same thing. Never mind.
But what about when it comes to the aspect of leadership? You know,
Well, maybe they can go through that.
T'Challa was prepped to be king.
Yeah, maybe they can explore that whole thing.
Could
It's like
they-
she's not quite ready. Maybe they don't make her until you go through the. It's a Thundercats situation.
Thundercats.
For you kids out there that are.
Panthro.
For you old people that are out there that are that remember Thundercats. I mean, he wasn't ready, but they had to make him king anyway. So he had to lead. He was the Lord of the Thundercats. They had to do it anyway because there was the lineage. So I mean, that's not how Black Panther
Lionel's
works.
actually Mufasa.
Is she gonna fight somebody to get the
Lionel's Mufasa. He's really Mufasa. He evolved into. Forget it. All right.
Are they gonna make her fight for the title? Because that's part of their whole rules.
Oh, maybe. Who's she gonna fight though?
What's his name? The
Michelle B. Jordan this time. All right, let's do it.
Because he still wants to be Black. Oh, maybe they make him Black Panther for a little
Maybe.
bit.
Well, doesn't he actually take the moniker?
I'm not that deep in Black.
All right,
Panther
never
lore,
mind.
But I'll look it up.
All right. She-Hulk.
This is one of the ones I'm really excited for as far as the TV show.
As a
She-Hulk.
comedy series.
Because the She-Hulk title, when they first started it, wasn't doing that well after a while. After the TV show kind of went off the air, people kind of forgot about She-Hulk. So then they had to, since they got writers and stuff in there that was like, hey, look, just keep writing for this thing until we cancel this title. They started doing whatever we want. They started making her break the fourth wall like they had Deadpool doing. And then most of like her covers were kind of comedic and making fun of the fact of her outfits and stuff like that. So I can see them playing a more comedic tone. I mean, because what are you gonna do? How are you gonna play that really seriously, especially the way that her character sees herself as Hulk?
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like it can work that way. Plus, they like to do different types of like genres in there to make things different. So that'd be the first one they do as a comedy.
We always say that freaking China should be She-Hulk back in the day. Back in the day, we should.
I mean,
she should have been She-Hulk.
there's actually porn on her with her.
Okay, let's.
She lived out that dream, and so did some other people.
Well, speaking about Ruffalo will return as Hulk.
Well, he has. Okay, in the She-Hulking, right?
And Tim Roth is gonna make an appearance.
Abomination,
yeah.
yeah.
Abomination.
So
I'm excited about that. Right.
Okay, so Ruffalo has to be in there because that's part of her backstory. So them being related in the fact that it's his blood that causes her to become She-Hulk after her accident. But Abomination making him a villain because they didn't do anything. He didn't die at the end of Incredible Hulk.
No, he just got beat up.
Yeah, just got beat up and he got put in prison. They even referenced him in the arc, didn't they?
I don't remember.
I thought they did. So it's another loose thread that they need to kind of wrap up. So making him the villain in there, and I was like, okay, cool. That makes it's a worthy challenger, and they don't have to really dig deep through the lore to figure out who she's gonna fight.
And even though it is canon already, and they're all interconnected, to have him be the link between Norton and Ruffalo,
right?
I like that too for some reason. But hey, have Tim Roth in anything.
How do we tie Banner in it?
Let's get Banner in there.
Yeah, Eric Bana.
Hulkverse. Bill Bixby's in it. Oh, he's dead. Never mind.
He could be. Oh.
All right, never mind. Let's move on. Hawkeye. We talked about this on a previous podcast, and it's good to see Renner back.
Right.
So that's a good thing. Staying out of trouble. But
but
he's coming back.
I'm gonna miss the haircut.
He's gonna come back. Haley Steinfeld is now Kate Bishop. Right. So we'll see how that works. But yeah. Hawkeye?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want them to show a little bit more. I hope we get a trailer soon for it. So, I mean, I'm as excited as I can be for this show, not knowing anything about the show except that we're getting a new Hawkeye.
If Hawkeye was like the Ronin years, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, it would be, but then there would be no Kate Bishop.
Yeah. All right. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, you brought up Kang. Kang the Conqueror will be the main villain on this one.
Okay, so it's Quantum. So they're not take. No, I'm saying I was gonna say another. Yeah, no, I was gonna say another time traveling, but I was like, no, it's the whole quantum realm. So I don't know. I have to see what they're gonna do with it. It's real early. Everybody's coming back.
Douglas is coming back. Yeah. Pfeiffer's coming back.
Are they gonna de-age her again?
Probably. That would be cool. Paul Rudd's coming back.
Yeah.
The one that's not coming back that a lot of people are kind of coming like all upset about is the girl that played his daughter on Endgame.
Well, yeah. So
and they replaced her, and people are losing it. I don't blame them because that's how important continuity is. Because you're along for this journey with these characters, and then you look at Endgame, and it's like the perfect culmination of the 10 years. She was part of that. So yeah. So a little bit more.
They couldn't do because I feel like Kate Bishop is different than his daughter, isn't she? I have to look it up. I'll put it now.
Kate Bishop has never been in MCU.
Yeah, no, but I'm just like that character is different than his actual daughter in the MCU, so she couldn't be the same person.
No. I'm not talking. I'm talking about her. Kate Bishop is not Ant-Man's daughter.
Yeah. No. Wait, what are we talking about here? I thought we were
Ant-Man 3.
Quantumania. We were talking about Hawkeye.
No, Quantumania.
Oh, that daughter. I'm thinking about the daughter from Hawkeye. I'm sorry. Wait.
Well, how are you gonna confuse Michelle Pfeiffer if she wasn't in Hawkeye? Yeah. She was an Ant-Man.
Sorry, I lost focus for a second.
You know why?
Why?
De-aged Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Okay, no, so the aged up version of his daughter, and she didn't come back yet.
She did not get invited back. Somebody took her role. She
didn't
even know she was getting recasted, but yeah.
You know what? Talk to Terrence Howard.
That was his choice, though. That's different. That was for money.
Talk to Terrence Howard.
You didn't have, and Terrence Howard was a name. This girl is not like as big as Terrence Howard.
Well, that's why they replaced her.
Okay. That's jacked. Anyway, you gotta freaking give her a chance. It's like Independence Day resurgence. The little girl was already grown up that played Bill Pullman's daughter, but they casted somebody else because the other girl
the little boy
she didn't have the look. So
the little boy that was also grown up too.
And he should have been in it just for continuity purposes. It helps it. Continuity is one of those things that helps the audience go on this ride, and you go through the journey together. Alrighty then.
Nobody will care. Nobody will care.
Moon Knight
TV
series. What do you think?
Starring
Oscar Isaac potentially.
There you go. Yeah, I love Oscar Isaac as an actor. So anything he's in, I feel like I've seen everything that he's been in. So this will be another thing I want to see. I'm very curious in this whole Moon Knight character. I'm only familiar with Moon Knight and the comics that I read, when he just kind of like make a cameo, an appearance, kind of help fight. So all I know is that he has like multiple personalities, and like he was given his powers from like an Egyptian god.
right.
That's all I really know about him, and that his costume is white.
Well, he has alternates too. I think you can change alternate costumes.
Oh well, maybe hey, comics.
All right, real quick, would you prefer Oscar Isaac have a Moon Knight show or a Poe show?
A Moon Knight.
A Star Wars Poe show. Poe Dameron.
We're gonna get to that in Rule of Two because there's some things about those cast of characters. We'll talk about later.
Okay.
So I would rather have Moon Knight.
You'd rather have Moon Knight.
I'd rather have Moon Knight.
All right, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
It's funny and stupid at the same time.
Okay, but did they not learn from Star Wars?
I know,
Holiday
that's
Special?
why they're doing this. And it's like when they saw it announced, I was like, oh, they're just making fun of the holiday special from Star Wars. So I can only imagine how dumb this is gonna end up being and how much I'm gonna enjoy it.
But you gotta admit that the Guardians are the perfect MCU characters to have a holiday special.
Have a holiday special.
Yeah.
Can they do all the weird songs that they did from the Star Wars? Can they have who would be a version of the Wookiee? Oh no, they could do all Groots.
It'd be all Groots.
It'd all be all Groots.
Yeah, they just snip. They just snips. Okay.
And the Groots look at this weird camera.
2022, the holiday, that's when it's coming up. James Gunn's gonna film this while he's filming Volume 3.
Okay, so it's almost like doing a post-credit scene. I feel like this isn't gonna be that long, and it's like doing a post-credit.
I give it 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, What If animated series?
I am actually really
curious about
that.
Flips
So, like,
the MCU.
Yeah, so what I didn't realize at first when they first started talking about the What If series was that they're only gonna. I was thinking about What If the comic book, where it took like the whole comic book universe and like what if this, what if this, what if this. They're doing what ifs of the MCU. So it's like, obviously, what if T'Challa was found by the Guardians, and it uses those exact characters from the MCU. What if Peggy Carter had been given the super soldier serum instead of Cap, where she's now with the Union Jack shield and kind of like a Captain Britain, even though there's an actual Captain Britain in the Marvel comic universe, but not in the MCU. So I want to know how to play. I like the fact that they're actually only what-ifing their own movies and not just the whole comic, the comic universe. So that's going to be interesting because then it gives you different looks at how the whole MCU could have played out.
So what if the snap didn't work?
Yeah, what if the snap didn't work, or what if they didn't stop Thanos? That'd be pretty good. Having to live with half the people gone. So I would love to see what they all had planned. I'm sure they didn't show all of it in the little trailer that they showed us, but what they did show did really get me interested.
Okay, Secret Invasion with Nick Fury and Talos.
Well, that's what they were building up to when they showed him after Homecoming. That's literally what they're building up to.
And basically, this is the Skrulls that already exist. So this is on Earth.
This is what we thought when we were getting the Skrulls in Captain Marvel. We thought that this was going to be like a setup to Secret Invasion, where like the Skrulls were going to be evil, and then they kind of made them the actual like, hey, we're the victims in this, and they blamed it all on the Kree. So then we're kind of like, okay, well maybe they're just not going to go that route, and then they come right back around and say, no, we're going to do evil Skrulls too. So it's cool. It feels like a movie late, but yeah, it's cool.
Well, this is gonna be a TV series.
So this is
it's V.
Oh, okay. So it is V. It absolutely is V. It's V without all the skin ripping.
Yes. or the hamster.
Once again, you got to be old to get these references. But yeah, no, it's cool. This was a big event in the comic books, and you had a lot of people pretending that like there was a Skrull Iron Man, there was a Skrull like everybody. The Super Skrulls could imitate the power. So I wonder how far they're gonna go into this whole Secret Invasion thing.
I'd rather see it as a movie instead of a series.
It probably deserves to only be a movie, unless they kind of like they feel like the infiltration thing needs some time to be fully explored.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. Of course, Thor 4, Love and Thunder.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale plays Gore, the God Butcher.
Yeah. Not a big Thor comic book reader. Sorry. So,
but I am
happy Christian Bale is in a movie.
But you have to admit that Christian Bale's casting is gonna be like, okay, we already know that Chris Pratt's probably gonna be in this. Natalie Portman's in it. She's Lady Thor. I get, you got Hemsworth also, but to have Christian Bale involved,
yes,
is gonna be a big factor in this, especially if he plays it,
like Batman.
No, he does like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
I'm going to accomplish. I can't do the voice right now. But if he gargles through all of his lines, it'd be perfect. That would be
Thor. They're ready to believe in something good. All right. Swear to me! Swear to me, Thor! Swear to, Christian, you're not in that movie. Oh shit. All right. I'm looking at. I was thinking about it today. Like, okay, what route, what way could Christian Bale go? Yes, you could do freaking Gargles.
Yes.
Gargles Batman.
Please.
You can go completely psychotic, freaking Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Yes.
Or you
I don't
can,
know the character well enough to tell you how they're gonna play this.
Or you can do something where it's almost similar to what Ralph Fiennes did with Voldemort.
Okay.
You know, taking that approach because Ralph Fiennes got completely.
You just totally set off the Harry Potter fan over here.
Ralph Fiennes really he went deep Red Dragon style almost in freaking as Voldemort. So I think that.
Well, I mean, Christian Bale is known for going
crazy.
method. Yeah, he's known for going method. So
Yeah.
if there is a sense of craziness to this character, he will definitely portray it on screen. And I could feel the Voldemort. No, nothing.
You haven't even seen Harry Potter.
That's why I didn't make the reference.
To any comment about this.
Alrighty.
Shut up.
I saw one.
And that was enough.
And probably he was not in it.
It wasn't it.
Yes.
It wasn't in it.
All right. Blade. Mahershala Ali. We're both wanting that one.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's put on the. I feel like that is. I feel like when they announced Blade, it was the last thing on their list of things that we had to do. So they're just kind of like, hey, yo, don't forget, we got Blade coming.
Okay, from a look, from an acting, Mahershala Ali's gonna kill it.
Yeah. But I don't want this. I don't want this to become Black Adam again. I don't want this to be a Rock and Black Adam.
From the frame and the physical standpoint, that Wesley, because Wesley was passenger 57.
I
Wesley,
mean, he could.
I just don't know.
Dude, they make everybody work out for all of these MCU films.
But Wesley was a trained.
Paul Rudd had abs in Ant-Man. When have you ever known Paul Rudd?
Look at Chris Pratt from The Office.
Yeah, look at Chris Pratt.
compared to Star-Lord.
They make everybody work out. He'll get that physical look.
Okay.
Once he starts getting ready to start shooting,
I get
him
it.
6 months. To
but
get it
I'm
together.
talking about also Wesley Snipes was a freaking martial arts expert.
Oh, like can they teach him
So
martial? I
can
bet you they'll
they-
stuntman him.
That's what I don't want.
I know.
I don't want
they'll
that.
stuntman
You know,
him.
because Wes went full passenger 57.
Yeah,
he went
so-
to his boiling point.
Here's the difference
No.
with that now. It's like the Disney.
He saw the rising sun.
Okay. So the one thing about it is like Scarlett Johansson can't fight. They face replace her on her stunt person.
Okay.
So she can't.
She saw it.
Yes, they have a stunt person do all of her action scenes and they face replace her. Some of the real like close-up stuff where
That's
like
her,
it's
yeah.
not like too intensive, they have her do that. But all of
A lot of balloons.
all of the jumping and flipping and like she ain't doing none of that stuff. They got a stunt person, and then when you get to see her face, they just take it off there and they plop it onto. I mean, it's basically reface. It's basically,
Hey, I'm a fan of reface.
It's basically reface.
Okay.
So they do that for her, just so that way you feel like she's doing everything. But
Learn about Wonder Woman and Gal Gadot.
yeah,
She doesn't do that shit, but okay. Yes.
see.
Okay. Ironheart.
With Riri, yeah. So I didn't think that they would go as far as this one, but it does give us an explanation as far as what they're gonna do with the Iron Man character.
I think also that having it start off as a series is actually the way to go.
You kind of have to, because not a lot of people, unless you're a big reader of Iron Man, and its spin-off, or when she took over as Iron Man for a little bit, unless you're a big fan of that, that's the only way you're gonna know this character. I.e. Miss Marvel too. It's like unless you're a big comic or unless you play the Avengers game, that's the only way you were gonna know about Miss Marvel. Same thing with Ironheart. So I can see them trying to, kind of tell the story of her. I like the fact that when he did the college thing and he said, hey, I'll give you guys whatever grant that you wanted automatically approved. Some of the theories saying that she was one of the students that he approved the grant for because she's super smart and stuff like that. She built her own Iron Man suit. So that'll be a cool way for them to tie that back in. Same way they kind of did with the little kid and Peter Parker from the Sony Spider-Mans.
Okay.
Before that wasn't a tie-in, but they decided like some person put it out there as a fan theory and Kevin Feige was like, yeah, it matches up. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. So then now it's canon now because it just made sense.
Okay.
It wasn't what they intended to, so I hope they tie that together like she was in the crowd and she used the money to make her own Iron Man suit to kind of pay tribute to him, especially after he died.
Okay. I think that's spot on. I think it should. I think it should work as a series. And
Yeah,
then
they
when
have to explain
when
her
something big
character.
happens, then
Then
you put
she
her in
can.
the movie. Right.
Young Avengers is what it's gonna end up being.
Okay, I Am Groot animated shorts.
I don't want to see this.
Okay, we'll move on.
I don't.
Okay,
wanna, I'm
now-
serious. I don't. Dude, what's the point? Or they're only gonna say is I am Groot the whole damn series.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this. This is worse than.
If it's Vin Diesel, it's the easiest check ever.
It's-
It already is the easiest check he's ever had.
And I feel like he's already done 2 movies and then appearing in
be in
Endgame.
3.
Yeah, so somebody made a mention too that they have enough of his voice acting to basically fill out whatever
royalties,
scene.
here's
Yeah,
your check.
he didn't even have to show up to do voiceovers anymore. It's like, dude, we already got you saying a Groot a million times. We can figure out how to work it into the
Every time you
scene.
say it, every time it's your voice.
He
saying
says it slow. He says it fast. He says it
Here's
high. He
$2,000.
says it low. He says it happy. He
Here's
says it sad.
$5,000.
So
For the high ones,
they-
it's 5. For the low ones,
have
it's
you
2.
ever seen him do the voiceover recording? He says it a million times, a bunch of different ways. So they never need him again. They never need him again.
Okay, now here's the last one. Armor Wars,
Armor
with
Wars.
Don Cheadle.
Thank you for doing something with Don Cheadle because it didn't seem like they were gonna do anything with his character.
Okay,
Rhodey was getting left on the side of the road, especially after Tony's gone.
and freaking Terrence Hart, that could have been you.
I know it could have been. You'd be starting right after Empire.
Right after Empire, you know? Exactly. All right, so you got Don Cheadle.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be what happens when especially because he's not even there to help.
When Stark's equipment goes into the wrong hands.
Yeah, so
That's
he was
along those lines.
He was fighting the courts and he was fighting the government to make sure that it didn't happen. So now that he's not there, you think Pepper would do something, but now that he's not there, we kind of get to see what happens when he can't control it
Well, she's too
anymore.
busy
Right?
selling interesting candles.
That was going to be.
I just wish if they bring her back for something, it's like she can appear in a scene and it'll be a candle right there.
Yeah, definitely. And somebody walks in like, what is that smell? All right. Here's what I want for Armor Wars, because people have mentioned it, and I agree 110%. Get me freaking Sam Rockwell to come back as Justin Hammer. I want to see that.
He got done with his prison sentence?
I want to see that. I
Okay.
want to see freaking Sam Rockwell back in the MCU.
I love Sam Rockwell.
I love Sam Rockwell too.
Another loose thread. Just like we were going to find out what happens with Abomination, we should find out what happens with Sam Rockwell. Outside of that, Hail to the King, little short clip, little post-credit thing, or not even post-credit, it was like just a DVD edition, right? Or Blu-ray, sorry. Blu-ray edition that was added on. So I would love to see that thread get done with, also the thread with the Hell of the King. It's like, with the whole real Mandarin. I know we're going to get that with the Shang-Chi movie, but this is another loose thread that needs to be kind of addressed.
Okay, so that's pretty much everything on the slate.
Okay.
You've already said the I Am Groot shorts don't need, that's the waste.
It's a waste. Unless they're doing it as like a little kid's cartoon or something like that.
I'm gonna go with the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
It's funny. And plus, what they're doing, just like where people do Christmas songs, it will be played every Christmas, every year, from here to the end of time. We still reference the stupid Star Wars holiday special. And that's garbage.
It
We
is
still
garbage.
reference it. So they're gonna talk about how we still talk, hey, it's time to watch, it's Christmas time, let's watch that Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, good or bad.
So I'm
Hoping
gonna
it's good.
go with that
Actually,
one.
I'm hoping it's bad. It's better if it's bad, because then we'll never forget it. If it's just kind of meh, then we'll forget it over time and stuff like that.
Or it
but
could be good.
It's horrible. I want them to purposely make it bad.
Oh, on purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
I want them to make it bad on purpose. So we can talk
How
about
about Drax?
how bad.
Drax is standing still the whole time and it's like, I wasn't in that.
That would be hilarious.
Okay,
That'd be
so I'm
hilarious.
with you on the Groot and the holiday specials. Those are mine right there. Okay, now here's where it's kind of interesting when you have all of these interconnected stories from TV and film. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not good at maintaining the continuity and being interconnected with the MCU.
Well, 'cause
when technically it was happening at the same time.
What was his? Who ran the Marvel TV before Feige took over?
I don't remember.
I can't remember his name. But he finally just retired, so that's why Feige has everything now, because he was running all of Marvel's MCU, and then Feige was like, dude, this guy's restricting me and I can't do what I want to do. So then they was like, hey, you can have the movies and he'll just run TV. It's right there until my time can get it out. It'll pop up here somewhere. So, but he Pearl Mutter, something like that. Something there. It's there. So He wanted it all to tie in, and Feige didn't. It was like, because of how you guys have to shoot and write your stories and stuff like that, it's gonna be too hard for us to try to address it. And it's like, you could use Lady Sif if you want. You can use some random other Thor villain if you want, like the girl who could control minds and stuff like that. But that was all the loose ties they gave him, just like it didn't happen with the Netflix ones. Basically, Kevin Feige's like, nah, I don't want to deal with it. So they can kind of reference them, but the movies would never reference them.
So my point again is
like,
that's the only thing that I can see as a potential challenge.
Is them referencing it?
Well,
Feige's controlling everything now.
It's just the interconnection and how much effort are they gonna put into having them freaking reference. And if not, then if they're all standalone,
all they gotta do is make like one little small cameo, like we were all complaining about that. Dude, just have Daredevil show up to a court case. That's it. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to have him go and stop a criminal. Just have him show up to a court case.
Okay.
That's it. When Tony Stark was there defending in front of the government about like, you can't have my technology, have Daredevil as his lawyer. Who cares? It didn't have to be something deep. It just had to be like, hey, we recognize that you're here. That's all it had to be. And so I'm hoping Kevin Feige will definitely do something like that. Like I said, he's kind of in control of all of the MCU now. So with him unveiling all of these shows, you would think that he would be thinking of that together.
The one thing that I really admire about Disney and Marvel with all of this is the continuity as far as not just the characters, but getting the actors. And we're talking about really damn good actors, Oscar-nominated actors, to do TV.
Yeah.
In a sense, regardless if it's Disney Plus streaming, it doesn't matter. It's still on the small screens with almost borderline big budgets still.
Yeah.
Still having those budgets.
I mean,
so that's actually
hey, you know what? Jobs are hard to come by in the pandemic.
Yeah, that's very true.
You want to come get this check?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You want to come get this check?
Come on, Talos, let's go.
You go show me some movie out there that's filming right now in this pandemic. Oh, no, there's not? I think you want to come do this TV show.
You need a show. Terrence, take us home.
All right, so we're excited about everything that's coming out for the Marvel slate. Please discuss it more with us in the comments below. I had a lot of information. I had to try to stop myself from talking too much because this show would have been an hour long. But if this is the first time that you're watching this on the channel, make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button after you've commented, so that way you're aware of all the other things that we do on the channel, because we're going to talk some Star Wars stuff on Rule of Two, and we definitely want you guys to be there for that as well.
If I walk, the movie will be over.
I know. The movie will be over.
For Aspen in New York and Art wherever the hell he's at, and Carl over here doing nothing, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And that was the goods.
Real quick, if you're still here, because we do these into the video little blooper things. If you're still here, look down. There's a link here for Patreon. If you guys like the show, please give us money. Give us money. We'll take a penny. We'll take a nickel. We'll take a dime. We'll take a dollar. We have some stuff on there that we're giving away on Patreon if you do contribute, because trust me, we need help. We need help. We want to buy new equipment, and we need an editor. Somebody who doesn't have to stay up in the middle of the night. Or they'll have to stay up in the middle, but I won't have to do it. So please, down patreon.com/thegoods. It's in the link. Please do it. We appreciate it.